Hey, what's up guys? So I wanted to do a follow-up about Perplexity Computer, right? So about a week ago, I did a video right when I first got it. And man, I've been using it for a week straight. And it is a total freaking game changer. Like, I don't even know where to begin. I'm so blown away. You know, I've spent about $1,000 this week so far, building out all kinds of web apps. We've built 4 things already. So I started with my stock tracker that I talked about on Monday. Then we built a like a little app for hiring, gofallriver.com, that one's live. You know, so people who are interested in working for us, we're hiring from a specific position. Quick little web app to upload video, connected it to Google, got alerts in our Google Drive, we can see the videos. We built something similar to that for our contractors to use and our vendors when they go into our properties that we manage, so they can record a quick video. We sent that out to them yesterday with a training video. We'll see what the response is in the next week. And then I've been building these just calculators for clients for our website. So all these years I've used Excel, I've used Google Sheets, I've used all these different things to try to make calculators. So like if you're buying a property for investment property, to analyze the investment, if you're doing a flip, to analyze the numbers on the flip. If you're a first time buyer and you're trying to save up for a mortgage. I mean, just disjointed Excel sheets that I had over the years. And I just throw them in Perplexity Computer and the freaking thing just like figures it out. Yo, it is nuts. It like knows exactly what I want. I talk to it normally and I just say, look, here's what I thought of when I made this sheet. Can you build this into a web app? It made me a whole like landing page with like 9 or 10 different apps. You know, everything's kind of cohesive because the first thing I did too, I did a brand, like the rules of my brand, right? Like, so the first thing I worked with it was I taught it, okay, this is our logo, this is our company, this is what we stand for, these are our socials, this is our website, you know, learn all this, everything you build needs to look similar. And so far it's done a pretty good job. And then it just eats this stuff up, you know, so I'm spending a lot in credits, but I mean, it's doing a lot of work though. I don't know if I'm doing it as efficiently as I could be. Maybe there's a better way to do it. They sent me an email too, actually, which I think I'm gonna get a little creative and play some credit arbitrage here. They sent me an email that if I connected to Slack, they would give me 15,000 credits a month for 3 months, which is $150, give or take. And I just looked up, I don't really use Slack, but Slack is like $9 a month for 3 months. I don't know, I might try to arbitrage that, pay for Slack for 3 months and collect the difference, right? Because I'm gonna use the credits. So, you know, but definitely, total game changer. I don't know, you know, I think I'm using a lot of credits now because I'm building things out. It's a lot of heavy lifting. It's using Claude code, but it's so fast. Like I've never seen an AI like it. You know, and one other thing too was I did, like when I first used like ChatGPT and Grok and Gemini, you know, those are LLMs, right? So you're gonna talk to them and they're gonna give you back information, you're gonna have a conversation, they can do basic tasks. You know, Gemini and Grok are definitely growing every day. I don't know when they'll be at this level, like Perplexity is, you know what I mean? But they're getting there. But what I did with those was in the beginning, I would put like my 16 personalities test, my disc profile, I put all my socials. I was like, yo, this is how I think. I want you to talk to me like this, blah, 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 blah. You know, because I wanted it to be useful for me to give me information in a way that made sense to me, right? So I wanted it quick. Because, you know, AIs do a lot of fluff. They have a lot of extraneous stuff. You know, I just want it like quick, get to the point. I think Grok's a little too robotic. I might have to dial it back, but that was the case there. With this Perplexity Computer, I didn't do that. And there was a reason why I didn't do it, okay? So I'm a visionary, right? So like in business, visionaries are people that have great ideas, but suck at like implementing stuff, right? And I know my weakness. And I look at Perplexity as like the ultimate implementer, right? It can fill in the blanks of my weaknesses, right? Like I have these great ideas. So far, Perplexity has been able to like execute all of them flawlessly. So I purposely did not put any of that stuff in there because I don't want it to think like me, if that makes sense, right? I want it to think like the implementer that it is and get things done and give me deliverables and give me real value and just give me stuff, right? Stuff that I struggled to build, but I have these great ideas. I don't have the wherewithal or the patience or I just move on from shiny object to shiny object. So I definitely would say, don't try to customize it too much like that. Make sure it knows your brand, make sure it knows the expectations, but let it rip and the damn thing will impress you, So shout out to the team at Perplexity. Like y'all totally blew my mind this week. Just like total mind blower, you know what I mean? So definitely go into it. If you're starting out, like you're gonna use some credits, you're gonna spend some money. It is what it is. I mean, this thing is a rocket ship and it can do a lot of stuff for you and it can supercharge your business. And I really see right now that, at my level as a business owner, where I am in the game, I'm just some dude, right? I'm just a dude. And, I got a great team and, but we're lean and mean, right? And you look at these big giant corporations and big entities, this can really close that gap because I think a lot of these bigger companies are going to be slow to adapt. It'll take a couple of years because of their corporate bureaucracy. So people at our level in business, I think we got a little arbitrage play here for the next 2 to 4 years, maybe. Just seeing how mind-blowing this is. I've been in AI for 3 years, since ChatGPT came out, I kind of been into it. You can check the channel, like we make all kinds of content about it. We use it. I've never seen anything like this though in a week. Like what I've been able to accomplish in 2 years with AI, before this, I think with this system, I could probably get that level of gains in like 3 months. You know what I mean? Like it's nuts. So it's just like growth to like growth. You know what I mean? So I think, getting back to my point, like if you're in business and you're at our level, you have this amazing opportunity for the next 2 to 4 years to close that gap and really make some headway. And eventually the big dogs will adapt the bureaucracy that they have, and then they'll go from there. But if you have momentum going the next 2 to 3, 4 years, you're gonna win. If your competition's not doing this, you're gonna smoke them, man. Like, I don't know, it's like definite. I've never felt this bullish about like, I don't know, just total game changer. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely would tell you guys, if you are minimally tech savvy and you're comfortable with AI and you want to grow your business, dive into it, and just roll with it. So I'm telling you, I'm gonna keep reporting back because it's such a game changer, and hopefully somebody from Perplexity will see this and throw your boy some credits. But yo, like totally impressed. All right, guys, have a great one, and comment below if you're using it, what your thoughts are on it. Give me some insight. What am I missing? You know what I mean? Or whatever. I want to connect and learn how to use this tool to its maximum ability. All right, guys, later. See this apartment? Somebody's got to show it. Could be you. No license, flexible hours. We handle everything else. Visit gofallriver.com. Name, number, quick video, done. We'll call you and see if you're a fit.